Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be only one thing matters to the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So now you're learning about narcissism, you're learning about toxicity, you're learning about empathy, about love, about commitment, about resilience, and above all, about humanity and yourself. When you were in that relationship, it was like you were in a washing machine of abuse. You could never come up and get your full breath of air, because as soon as you got up and took a big, deep breath of air, you'd be pushed right back down, which is what the narcissist wants to do. They want to repress people. They don't want people to have a voice. They don't want people getting their cup full. They don't want people breathing in the oxygen. And above all those things, the narcissist doesn't want you to figure out who they are, what they did, and how little they actually cared about you, as well as how little they actually wanted you to survive. Now, all these things I mentioned in all the videos I've created over the years, I've touched on and discussed at length many, many times that the narcissist needs supply. They need someone who is in the zombie-like, trance-like state, which is known as the narcissistic fog, the trauma bond, the devaluation stage, and or any of all three of those things, which are all independent of one another, and yet they all encompass toxicity. They're all tied together. I've also mentioned that the narcissist has flying monkeys, enablers, people that are subservient to them, people that are reliant upon them, and that the narcissist will punish anybody who gets too close to them. You were one of those people. I was myself. We didn't know that different people on the planet, essentially almost everybody, didn't think the way we think. We didn't realize that other people didn't have the level of empathy or commitment or kindness as we have. We didn't also realize that another person could lie to our face over and over and over again. We didn't realize that there was such a thing as crocodile tears, which are fake tears. It's almost like a Hollywood actor. When the director says lights, camera, action, cry. Well, that's on cue, because the actor or actress is performing to create a movie or a film. And that's what the narcissist does. They're creating their own Hollywood script. The crocodile tears are something the narcissist is not the best at, but when you don't know what's going on, you can fall for them. Also, you didn't realize that the narcissist needed to get their pupils filled with supply whenever they were punishing you, or whenever they were doing something behind your back, or whenever they were keeping secrets from you, or whenever they were administering the smear campaign, or verbally abusing you, or financially abusing you, or withholding intimacy, and on and on and on. All of these people, i.e. the toxic people, they're all predators. And you used to think, what is a predator? I used to think it was probably a shark in the ocean, or it was a lion or a tiger in the jungle, or it was something looking to feed. Well, that is what a predator is out there in the wild. But a predator also is a human being. You didn't know that. You couldn't wrap your head around it. To you, maybe in the old days, you would watch a movie or a miniseries or something, a documentary, and you'd say, wow, that is really frightening. I can't believe that someone came up with that idea for that movie. That's just incredible. Well, now you realize that that movie that you saw pales in comparison to your story, to your real life story. And so what really matters to the narcissist, the one thing that really matters to them, I'll get into that in a moment, but supply is at the top of that list. Time is at the top of that list. Money is at the top of that list. The ability to stay relevant is at the top of that list. The ability to keep people juggled like bowling pins with a clown at the circus. Imagine a clown who's on a unicycle, full costume mask painted on them, which is whatever colors you're imagining, and I'm trying not to upset you or trigger you, but they are juggling bowling pins on a unicycle, and they're wearing that strange outfit that the clown wears. Well, there's your narcissist right there, juggling multiple relationships, which were bowling pins, wearing a mask on a unicycle. Notice the word unicycle. It's one wheel for one person. There are no two seats on the unicycle, and the narcissist knows that, which is why they are always going in any direction that unicycle will take them in. And that is a great example. I should have come up with that years ago, but now I'm coming up with it right now. Having said all those things, what matters to the narcissist is what they are getting from people at any one moment in time. If it's the holidays, maybe they want to be invited to that Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, and maybe they want to show up, maybe they don't want to show up. If it's a birthday, maybe they will attend, maybe they won't attend. Maybe they will give the person a gift, Maybe they'll give them a worthless gift. Maybe they will re-gift something. If it's a event like a graduation or a celebration, like the birth of a child or graduating high school or university or something, will they attend that? Probably not. They will probably take away from that because the limelight isn't on them, and they want to twist the knife in the unsuspecting person, example, who was giving birth to their child, or who was their child who was graduating high school or university. You see, everything in life is about the narcissist to them. And if you're not playing your role, well, they will punish you. If you are playing the role that they lined up for you or drew up for you, they will still punish you. Any way you cut it, if you're too close to these toxic people, you will always pay a big price, always, to stay connected to them. Which is why, again, I've shared this in videos over the years, no good deed goes unpunished in these relationships. There are two people in the relationship. One person's the toxic person who is extracting things from the other person, which was you. And the other person, once the relationship ends, or even throughout the relationship, the other person, which was you, has to recharge your battery. You have to heal. You have to process things and realize, why am I in this relationship? Why am I doing this? I don't get it. It's getting worse. I can't understand it. Well, you weren't taught this, so you didn't know that you were being abused. You thought that you could fix an unfixable person. You thought that you could fix an unfixable relationship. And you thought that the promises of the past at the hands of the narcissist would come to fruition despite all the abuse you had experienced. Well, you now know that behind the scenes, the narcissist was grooming other people. They were driving wedges between you and your kids, you and your stepkids, you and your best friends, you and your job, you and your hobbies, you and your religious organizations or your beliefs, or the content that you like to watch, or if you like to read books or create art, whatever you did. They try to destroy all of that and more. And on top of that, what they were doing is they were trying to hide money, hide assets, hide people, hide things that they had purchased, hide relationships, and so much more. You see, this is what fuels the narcissist. This is what gets them off. This is what gives them supply. This is why the narcissist, once they figure out that someone figured out who they are, they usually slither off like a cockroach in the kitchen at midnight when you turn the light switch on, because they can't face the shame. They can't face the reality that you figured it out, which is, again, why when you heal and you arrive at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, which is where I am, and there are so many tens of thousands of people who have arrived there. When you get there, you realize that this was not only a test of a lifetime, but that the narcissist knew what they were doing. They did it deliberately, intentionally, and on purpose. They tried to extinguish you, they tried to expunge you, and they tried to erase you, but they failed. And they did fail miserably, which is why you're here. This is why you're getting your cup full. One thing that matters to the narcissist, the one thing that matters to the narcissist, here's your answer you've been waiting for. It is themselves. It is staying relevant in the population. It is maintaining the mask. It is, can they manipulate more people? Can they fool more people? Can they keep the crypto and the gold and the money hidden? Can they drag out the legal system more? Can they parental alienate their partner? Can they drag out the divorce more? Can they get more money? Can they play the victim card any better? Can they string other people along? Will they have the access to other people on dating apps or social media apps or social media platforms? Will they be able to paint the narrative the way they could do it 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago? The narcissist cares about one person and one person only. It is not you. It has never been you, and it never will be you. It is not your kids. It is not the narcissist's parents or their siblings or their former relationships. It is not their accountant, their lawyer, the person, their landlord. It is not the person they work for or the person that works for them. The narcissist cares about themselves. That is the one thing they care about. So I will give you a graphic illustration of something, and my hope is this didn't happen, but I will say it. If you were on a boat in the middle of the ocean with just you and the toxic person, and there was only one life vest to go out, I can assure you that that person would be doing everything they could to put that life vest around themselves and not care about you and swim as far away from you as they possibly could, because that's what these people do. The narcissist cares about them, their existence, the narrative that's being painted, how much they can acquire, how much they can hoard, how much they can accumulate, and how much destruction and devastation they can dish out on this planet called Earth. And this is what they were doing long before they met you. This is what they did with you, and this is what they're doing right now. You see, the narcissist cannot look in the mirror and introspect and say to themselves, I cannot believe I did it again. I really blew up another relationship, and I know what I'm doing, and I know that I need to do this because it's what I do, but I'm not going to be able to stop it. They can't do that. And even if they could say those words, it would be creating such a narcissistic injury that they wouldn't be able to survive from it, which is why they continue to look at that mirror and they continue to see a version of them 5, 10, 20, 30 years younger, who looks younger, who acts younger, who could get supply sources like that, and who isn't and never will be accountable, who can't or won't be authentic or genuine, and who will continue to go through life at one speed, which is full speed ahead. The narcissist knows they only care about themselves. And you may say, and I'm going to take this on a different path for a second, you may say, well, then why does the narcissist have kids? Why do they even get married? Like, what's the purpose? Think about it. What are kids? Kids are fuel. Kids are supply. Kids are little people who are able to be being controlled. They're people who the narcissist can manipulate into mini-me's. They're people who the narcissist can mold, can groom, can trap, can trick, can alienate, cannot give them boundaries, not teach them right from wrong, can have no rules or regulations. The narcissist wants to do nothing but destroy people's lives, to take away from people, to steal their mindset, to steal their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, and so much more. And another point is why the narcissist will get married. They get married because that is cover. That lets them blend into society with other people, making it seem like they're stable or they're healthy or they're in love or they can love and they can procreate and they can have kids and they can raise a family. Essentially, it gives them cover. Many of these toxic people, the narcissists in general, they end up not only abusing the person they marry and their own kids, but the immediate family members, the extended family members, and anybody who gets too close to them. But it's not only that. These romantic relationships, when you marry the narcissist, most times they start off with the love bomb, the euphoric stage, and they end up going from romance to roommates, which means the person who marries the narcissist thinks they're in a stable, loving, healthy, committed relationship. It's anything but that. By the time it's over, both of these people are sleeping in different wings of the house. Both of these people are like two ships that cross in the night. The one person who is draining the energy out of the house and out of the relationship, which is the narcissist, they're feeding off of the fuel that the other person is providing, even though the other person doesn't even know they're providing it. And you may say, what does that exactly mean, Andrew? Well, here's what it means. What it means is when you are married to the narcissist, and you don't have to be, but for this example, you are, and let's say you went from romance to roommates and you're sleeping in different wings of the house or different bedrooms, whatever it is, well, the narcissist is still draining you, and they know it. And they're still feeding off of you, and they know it. And they're still disrupting your energy, and they know it. And you may think, well, yeah, that actually happened to me, but they were paying a price too. They weren't paying any price at all. They were still controlling you. You still couldn't laugh. You still couldn't smile. You still couldn't play the piano. You still couldn't watch your TV show. You still couldn't do what you wanted to do. You still had to have a small footprint and stay away from them. And the disdain and the disgust that they had for you was growing more and more and more. You may say, well, that's true, but why did that happen? It's because they only care about themselves. And if they can punish another person in the house where they were living with that person, or outside, in closed doors or outside, that's what they will do. That's why the narcissist gets married. That's why they have kids, because they can control the kids. They can control the spouse. They can control the narrative. They can hide money behind the scenes. They can control the relationships, the time, the energy, and they can blow up or destroy any day, week, month, year, decade that they want to, which is what they do. But eventually, like all things with the narcissist, the house of cards falls apart. The mask has to slip because it becomes too cumbersome. They can't wear it much longer, and their narrative gets old for the narcissist, which is why they continue to go through life like a bull in a china shop, trying to recycle old sources of supply, trying to groom new sources of supply, and try to keep former sources of supply trapped in the legal system, in the mental prison, in the court system, in the custody system, and they try their best to keep people not advancing in life while they are off doing whatever they're doing. That's why the narcissist cares about one thing. The one thing that matters to the narcissist, it's themselves. It always has been, it always will be, it won't change. So you may say to yourself right now before I close the video, and sorry about the the noise a little earlier, the sound a little earlier. But you may say to yourself, well, yeah, I'm still in the relationship, but I think that I can handle it. I think I can make it, and I can sustain it longer, at least till the kids get to be high school age. And maybe the kids right now are 6, 7, or 8, who knows? Well, you really need to think twice about what you're doing. I am not saying not to do anything other than to protect your kids. I'm saying that every minute you're in these relationships, you will pay a big price. Specifically, you're living with the narcissist. The narcissist only deteriorates, they don't improve. And they know which chess pieces to move on the board whenever they need to move them to get whatever they want in the moment. Because at the end of the day, what matters to the narcissist is themselves. It's not the kids, it's not you, it's not their former relationships, it's nothing other than themselves. These people are sinking ships. They will never, and I mean never, change. If you think they will, you need to think again. Play this video, play it a few times. Get away from the toxic person as fast as you can and as far as possible. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the dark, chilly Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand something before I close the video. The one thing that matters to the narcissist, it is themselves. Is it supply? Yes. Is it money? Yes. Is it time? Yes. Is it relevancy? Yes. Is it the appearance and the mask and everything else? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the narcissist only cares about themselves. And if you think they care about anything other than themselves, you would be incorrect. There's no love within them. There's no empathy within them. There's no commitment. There's no transparency. All these people want to do is manipulate, steal, pillage, and take from other people. Crumble them up like a sheet of paper, throw them away, wash, rinse, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, whatever that is called. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. And this background looks fake, but it's real. So I'm pretty sure you can tell that, but this completely looks like it's AI, and I'm not using AI. I am a real human being. I love you. Bye.